we're gonna start with Novacaine since she's the co-host. What
Oh yeah,
what
you're
are your
right, huh?
thoughts overall? What are your thoughts on the video itself?
I want to fight overall. Like, I don't know what else to say right now. Like, this is just a complete emotional response. Like, we literally just watched the video. I do not have any other emotions at the moment, but I just want to fight. Who allowed this to happen? What is the cameraman doing? Who said? Oh, it's just so many questions.
Hey boy, what are your thoughts?
Like I said, I just feel like that was just a cautionary tale gone wrong. That just don't make no damn sense. I had to cover my eyes like for some of that. I was like, ain't right.
I think people use entertainment and comedy to try to hide things. Like, there's nothing funny about child molestation. There's nothing funny about women being raped. So people that say, oh, I can find the comedy and everything, there's no comedy in that. So my biggest problem is, like I said, Aries, Tiffany Haddish, the cameraman, the parents, out of all these adults, nobody thought that shit was wrong.
Right. No one.
We're gonna get to the parents in
So,
a minute when I read this article.
So it's like, it's just another example of how we're fucking failing our children. Because nobody say little dude. Like, him coming down the stairs in his underwear is strike number one. And then all this shit that they were doing. Yeah. It's just like, it's like, even if you know it's happening somewhere and you know this is like based in reality, there's nothing funny about it. That's my opinion.
Tiffany.
Well, first I want to say, as a fellow Tiffany or whatever, I do not claim Tiffany Haddish, okay? In no way, shape, or form. And I'm with Novacaine. Like, I want to throw hands because, okay, if it's a PSA, understood, but I feel like there should have been a better way to convey that message, and that was not it.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. Yeah, good points, everybody. Ace, your thoughts?
Yeah, but essentially, Damone answered it. He said everything I wanted to say. I can just piggyback on it. It's like, you can't just pass off, something like that and say, I'm a comedian, or oh, it's funny, oh, you do some sick shit, oh, I'm just a comedian, it's just a joke. Like, get it. I get it. I understand 100% it was just a joke, or it was informative, like Turtle Boy said, but you can deliver that message a different way. I laughed when the song played, and I'm gonna probably always laugh when that song plays, but after it stopped, then it's like, all right, that's shit now. And then I'll laugh again. But the actual act itself, like
go ahead.
No, I was just saying, was like, from doing skits and being like and stuff like that, that's just what we saw. Imagine the shit that didn't make the cut, and that was pretty long. So
Yeah.
if that's a 3-4 minute skit, it's probably 10-20 minutes of them doing ignorant shit to that kid that never even seen the light of day.
All right, so the Daily Beast, if I'm not mistaken, are the ones who broke this story recently here. Because I heard everything everybody said, and I think the article may answer a few of these questions. So at the beginning, we're going to start from the top. During their childhoods, Jane Doe and her younger brother say they called Tiffany Haddish Auntie Tiff. The comedian had met their mother through the comedy circuit and used to refer to the siblings as her niece and nephew. But in a lawsuit filed pro se on Monday night, in which Jane is an anonymous plaintiff on behalf of both herself and her brother, who is a minor. The siblings allege that Haddish and her fellow comic Aries Spears recruited each of them to perform inappropriate acts on camera when they were children. Now, we're going to stop right there for now. Now, we saw the actions of that little boy, especially when he was on the ground right at the beginning. So what happens is Tiffany comes in the room. Aries is playing the kid's uncle in the skit. She drops him off and she leaves the room. That is the extent of what we see from Tiffany on camera for the most part. She gives an excuse. She leaves him with the uncle. She walks away. The first thing we get is Aries after that is Aries is reading a newspaper, and he drops a page, and then on the other page there's two eyes, and the creepy uncle is watching the child, who is in his underwear, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And the child is playing with a train and a plane. And if anybody knows any part of comedy, when it comes to anything that looks like a penis, you know, he was playing with it in a suggestive manner. Just from that scene, what was your feelings at that point? At that point, were you like too far, or like were you understanding the skit?
Far. I didn't understand the skit at all until it said, "Watch who you leave your kids with." Like, I didn't know what was going on until the very end. That definitely was too far. I feel like what was too far was the kid coming down in the underwear. Like, why you got your kid around somebody in their underwear?
That's true. So we'll simplify this. I ain't gonna read throughout the whole article or anything. Yeah. Both siblings allegedly attended the shoot, which the lawsuit claims took place in Spears' home. Jane and Haddish behavior changed once the children. Jane said Haddish's behavior changed once the children arrived at the home, no longer in the company of their mother. So when she got them away from mom's, she got to look different. It was like a whole 180 almost. She told the Daily Beast, Tiffany had never been mean to me, never raised her voice to me until this point. According to the lawsuit, the children were separated during the shoot. Jane recalls that Haddish told her to remain on the couch downstairs while her brother's shoot took place upstairs. The Daily Beast has received a recording of the video in which Haddish plays the boy's guardian, and leaves him with Spears, who plays a pedophile. So that explains why the sister wasn't with them and the mom wasn't with them.
Now,
She was already uncomfortable.
What's crazy?
Oh my God! So they leave the boy alone? Like,
You see, it's a skit.
Yeah, they did.
Like, we see it's a skit, but what is? And I'm playing devil's advocate here, but what is the difference between that being a skit and them showing a scene like in Game of Thrones when Sansa was getting assaulted? It's like you're telling a story. Although they tried to make it comedy and try to talk about it, but it's like, you know, they're showing it, and like Damone said, I don't think they were being malicious. They were trying to get a message. Did a bad job of it, but they were trying to get a message out. Whereas,
So, number one,
I mean, I find it crazy. I mean, I know you're an actor and that's your job, but some roles I question, because I don't know, you're playing you're assaulting somebody, or like even in the like older movies where, you know, white people will be racist, you know, how, you know, that make us feel and everything. I'm like, that's like, I don't know. I always question that, like, is it really just a role? Because, you know, they say when it comes to acting, even the actors is playing a part of themselves.
American History X.
Leonardo?
American History X. Edward Norton did a pretty damn good job on that one.
Man.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Damone, what was you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, to counter DJ's point, I see what he's trying to do, but it's a difference between shooting a scene at a studio in front of hundreds of people, and you have a person there. You have a person there protecting child labor laws, and you have a person on set to protect children, and then going to somebody's house and shooting an iPhone video of a little boy upstairs.
was it only the four of them there, or
really...
them three and the little girl?
From the law,
Did
from
you
the
see
information in the article, it was just them.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe
To the BK Spadez Show, where society meets pop culture. I am your host, the BK Spadez, here with my very lovely co-host,
Novacaine, baby.